We are the co-chairs of the Ventura County Interfaith Community, and that has been in existence since 2006. We have some core group members with us tonight who were part of that, which would be Rabbi Lotker and Linda Lowe. And we've grown that group with different members over the years. So as you participate this evening and you have an interest in it, please consider becoming a core group member if that's something you think you'd like to be dedicated to. We've done a number of things, the Feast of Faiths, on an annual basis until last year, and we will be doing it again this year. We have taken part in multiple forums. And then when the coronavirus came along, we decided that we were going to take a different format, and we started doing these online. So welcome. This was an idea. I'm going to give honor to Rabbi Lotker that we would do a concert of faiths, and we're hoping you will enjoy it this evening. And to begin this, we will ask everybody to mute themselves so that we don't have noises coming from the background. And if you like what you hear tonight, the best way to stay plugged in is to go to vcic.info and see what is happening. And this evening, I'm going to share what is happening in a month from now. We will be sharing, every other month we do a faith. We get an introduction to that faith. And so in last month, we did Catholicism, and Father Patrick from Padre Sarah shared with us. And next month, we are going to have the Church of Scientology share. And this is what that flyer looks like. And you can see we have a QR code here. And this is where you would go, bcic.info/Scientology, if you would like to look at that and to see the other things we've done. And you can go and actually view the previous forums. So I just want to remind you that we are recording the forums, so you can find them on bcic.info. And at the end, towards the end of this, and I'm going to remind you in the middle, there will be a survey that we're going to do, and you'll find that in the chat. And also at the end, we're going to have a question and answer time as time permits. And if you have questions, you can write those in the chat and address them to me, Terry Helton. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our first musician, our first music for this evening. And that would be Rabbi Lotker. And you can take it away, Rabbi.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to just say a word or two, and then I will start the screen share and the video, and I'll ask Tim to give me a thumbs up if it's working properly. Music is a different connection between our brains and the world, our spirit and the world. And I mean that both spiritually and physically. Some of you have had the experience of, well, let me just point out my experience. There have been times when I've led services at nursing homes, and there have been people attending who were aphasic, who could not speak at all. They could not utter a single word. And I would start singing prayers or singing Yiddish songs, and this person will start singing along. It's a different part of the brain. And there is a different connection between the soul and God and us in music. So that's why I think this should be so much fun. You know, we had a rehearsal, and I think you're going to be delighted by the clips that the different faiths have chosen to show. I want to mention a few kind of caveats. There's bandwidth, and sometimes you will see, I know this was a problem with mine, the video and the audio might get out of sync. If that's the case, I think the audio works fine with everybody. The video can stall from time to time. So don't worry about that too much. Mostly just enjoy the music. So I'm going to begin with a clip, which is Jewish music through the ages. And I have like the first few minutes of this clip. It's not the entire thing. And I think it's kind of fun. And there will be a whole bunch of other ones as well. So I am going to begin screen share. And I don't know if you're seeing it. Oh, gosh. So Hang on, I'm trying. Okay.
Perfect.
Padre querido, Padre bendito, luz de Israel.
Whoops, sorry, that's my fault. I was trying to send Tim a message.
Sur Yeshuati, lechana elishabed. Zakten achamol and tagen achamol, komet alefo. Lo avta tikvatenu, hatak tikvat shnot alpayim o shalom aleichem malachei asharet malachei el hava nagila hava nagila hava nagila venismecha. By mir bist du schön, let me explain. By mir bist du schön means that you're great. Ani ma'amen be'emunah shelema שחזרנו אלייך שנית עד ליבנו תמיד. עם ישראל חי עושה שלום במרומו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, עלו לכל שירייך עמי כינור. If I were a rich man,
So that was, as you saw, a compendium. Some of the music was liturgical. You know, we had From Fiddler on the Roof. It was a grand mix. Here is a very short clip of very high, we were talking about high church and low church. This is high synagogue. This is the high holidays and the most, probably the most sacred prayer of the high holidays, the Kol Nidre.
Kol nidrei vesarei vacharamei vekonamei vechinoyei
So holidays, our most sacred holiday season changed last year with COVID. So this is actually a very central prayer in Judaism, the Shema. It's from Deuteronomy, and the version from our last High Holiday service. And some of the people attending this session are going to be singing, and you may even spot them.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam
Scholars believe that the Psalms were chanted in the temple in Jerusalem, and probably the best known Psalm in our tradition is the Hallelujah. For those of you who think you don't know any Hebrew at all, Hallelujah is an entire Hebrew sentence. And so this is the 150th Psalm, the last Psalm, the Hallelujah chorus. You're seeing on the screen Jewish men wearing traditional phylacteries or tefillin, and the scene is going to change dramatically.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehallel, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehallel.
So the next short clip is some klezmer music. Klezmer music is Eastern European folk music, celebratory music, very popular at weddings and bar mitzvahs. So my last piece here is Julie Silver, who is a cantorial soloist and actually was my very first cantorial soloist when I led High Holidays, probably back in 1996 in Camarillo. And she has composed a rendition of one of our prayers for peace called Sim Shalom, which I think is one of the most beautiful pieces of music I've ever heard, certainly liturgical music. One of the interesting things is my wife, Sonia, who was a school psychologist in South Central Los Angeles, used to use this music, this song, taped, to calm down emotionally disturbed children who were throwing fits. So it really speaks to shalom, which means not only peace, but wholeness.
Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Geen vachesed v'rachamim. Geen vachesed v'rachamim, v'rachamim.
And that is my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was easy to hear and the video worked, and I'm looking forward to watching the remainder with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. The next group will be Buddhists, and they'll be presenting the taiko drums. And the person who has offered that is not available with us this evening because he had an illness. So my husband's going to step in and speak for him. Thank you, Tim.
This is what Scott Wilson wrote for us. The SGI USA, Soka Gakkai International, promotes peace, culture, and education in many ways. The cultural aspects include the Tokyo Fuji Art Museum and many exhibits, such as Victory Over Violence, A World Free of Nuclear Weapons, and the humanism of the Lotus Sutra. Musically, we have many orchestras and choral groups throughout the world. The music may include original pieces by members as well as popular and classical music that has a message of peace. The SGI also has many youth performing groups that include dance, gymnastics, choral, jazz, brass band, fife and drum, corps, and taiko drummers. This video features one of our taiko drum corps from festivals in the past few years. Please enjoy the energy and passion of the youth.
That was most excellent. Our next will be Christians, and Peggy Smith will be speaking for us.
Okay. By the way, I've thoroughly enjoyed the presentations so far. They've just been amazing. So I'm going to be talking to you about music from Christian denominations. And just as there are multiple Christian denominations, there's a wide variety of cultural music. Tonight, we will hear a great variety. It will be an honor to have gospel follow our four. Some of the pieces will be cut short based on time, but we are hopeful that you will hear and feel the meaning behind each piece as it plays. First, you will hear a celebrated piece that is sung as a prayer. Schubert did not intend the composition to be a prayer. He wrote it for the poem, The Lady of the Lake. But 200 years later, we enjoy it as Ave Maria. The next song will take you from a well-known historical prayer to a musical prayer of the present, Lean on You, the type of music heard in a contemporary service, but no less praise and prayer. Third, children are important members of the Christianity, and their voices remind us of that and God's love for us. The third piece is of children singing, I Feel My Savior's Love. And finally, number 4, we conclude with a song of worship and praise that tells the story of Christian faith.
catch a break. Nah, nah. Been trying to talk to you, but nothing that'll take. Since I keep working, my back's against the rope. Even though I try to keep an open mind, I can't do this on my own. When I'm weak, you're strong. I'm a waiting on you. Nothing else stays. Yeah, I'm a waiting on you. It's out of my hands. Yeah, I'm a waiting on you. Ooh, 'cause I'm a waiting on you. I'ma keep on leaning on you, on you. I'ma keep on leaning, yeah. It's out of my hands. Take it all, take it all. I don't understand. Take it all, take it all. You got the plan. Take it all.
Jesus has died and has risen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, give thanks to our risen Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, give praise to his name. Oh, let us praise our living God. Joyfully sing to our Savior. Hallelujah, hallelujah, give praise to our risen Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, give praise to his name. Hallelujah, hallelujah, give praise to our risen Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, give praise to his name.
Wow. Okay, I personally enjoyed all of that. I've read something today that really fed to my heart, and it said, music tells the story of our hearts and our lives. And I really do believe that. I have found oftentimes when I have trouble praying, I can actually listen to music and God speaks to me that way. So I hope everybody is enjoying this evening as much as I am. And as I say that, I lead into gospel, and I'm excited to hear it. And I'd like to introduce Angela Timmons to introduce it. Thank you so much.
And thank you. And hello, everyone. This is a fantastic presentation. I am so enjoying all the music, all the genres. My name is Angela Timmons. I'm a member of the St. Paul Baptist Church. But what we're presenting tonight is a gospel choir. It's called the Martin Luther King Celebration Choir. And it was formed to render music during the Martin Luther King programs that are that we have annually in January. And of course, this year we were unable to meet. So the Martin Luther King program was virtual. And what you will see is just a portion of the Martin Luther King Celebration Choir and their presentation. So I'd like to start by giving you a brief history of African American or gospel music. And many of you, you're musical, and so you've done your studies and you understand the history of gospel music. Certainly when enslaved Africans were brought to this country, they were forced to leave behind every material possession they owned, and they left everything behind with the exception of our cultural traditions, including the tradition of rhythmic communal music. And that is how Black spirituals were born. They were born through communities of individuals singing songs. The slaves in the early years, they used spirituals as a way to work through, to get through work, certainly to boost their spirits, to convey sorrows, to convey secret messages as well, and to seek comfort from God. We know that there was a secret language to many of the spirituals, and perhaps one that's most famously communicated, was Harriet Tubman's "Go Down Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh to let my people go." This was a signal to get ready. She was nearby to conduct people to the north. And she also used wade in the water to direct passengers toward the river if the bloodhounds were on their trail. So the idea of a spirituals run deep within the African American community. And there's much to be said actually about spirituals. We do know that we, most of our music, blues and etc., came out of this deep hurt, this deep sense of hope, of needing to hope for something. And so out of spirituals was born the whole genre of Black entertainment. And the Fisk Jubilee Singers, you may have heard of the Fisk Jubilee Singers. They actually, I will say, popularized spirituals, and they took spirituals abroad because they would sing at places to encourage people to give to the schools and to the causes. So the Negro spirituals, Black spirituals, whatever you want to call them, were born out of a need for hope. It spoke to the pain of people and the promise that God would deliver. And so the MLK Celebration Choir, as I mentioned, was formed to render music for the MLK program. And just to share with you about the MLK program, the MLK program is always in January. It's usually in Oxnard, and there's a march that precedes the actual program, and it started in 1986. Bedford Pinkard and several other individuals started the MLK committee and the program. And with that, I'd like to share with you that we will be doing 3 songs. And as I mentioned, this is not the full choir. Few people that came together individually to do this recording. And what you will hear is, first of all, a selection called For Every Mountain. And the soloist you may recognize. Soloist is City Councilwoman Lori Brown, and For Every Mountain. The second selection is an a cappella number. Certainly our voices are the first instrument. And so a cappella singing is very popular in the Black church. And the soloist on the second number, which is I'm Going to Wait, is Reverend Cedric Ross. And then the third number that you'll hear is We Shall Overcome. And that's a song that is done by the entire group that you'll see before you. So we hope you enjoy. Thank you.
For waking me up this morning, I praise you. For starting me on my way, I praise you. For letting me see the sunshine of a brand new day. A brand new mercy along with each new day. That's why I praise you. That's why I praise you. And for this I give
see me through. For every blessing. Hallelujah. For this I give you I'm gonna wait on the Lord. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. I'm gonna wait on the Lord till He comes. I know He's coming soon, maybe morning, night or noon. I'm gonna wait right here till He comes, till He comes. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. I'm gonna wait on the Lord till He comes. I know He's coming soon, maybe morning, night or noon. I'm gonna wait right here till He comes, till He comes.
He went to prepare a place for me.
Wait right here till He comes, till He comes.
In His presence one day I'll be.
Wait right here till He comes, till He comes.
He's gonna be like a thief and a robber by night.
Wait right here till He comes, till He comes.
I'll patiently wait to behold His side.
Wait right here till He comes, till He comes. Do 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 do. I'm gonna wait right here. I'm gonna wait right here. I'm gonna wait right here. I'm gonna wait right here until He comes.
Until He comes.
I'm gonna wait right here until my Jesus comes. Till He comes, till He comes, till He comes.
Come on now. Clap your hands with us. Yeah.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Down in my heart,
Yes, sir.
Yes, that was very cool. Thank you very, very much. And I do believe what we are doing here tonight is helping us to overcome. It's everything we do like this takes us one step forward to overcoming. So very cool. I am going to take a small break between here to remind us that we are going to do a survey. Tim is posting that survey in the chat now. If you don't know where the chat is, it's on the bottom of your screen usually. Go there and you will find the survey. Please take the time to fill that out. It helps us to know if we're doing things right, could do them better, any ideas that you have. I'm also going to say we've been doing something every month this last year. We do the forums where we've had a panel of speakers and question and answer time, followed by a month focusing on a particular faith. In July and August this year, we are going to not have a forum or a specific faith that we're going to focus on. We're going to take a little break. However, we are going to come back in August and we're going to be present in September in a way that we weren't able to do last year. So I want to put that into your brain to think about, that be looking for the flyers for the Feast of Faiths. We are planning to do it in September. We are planning to do it on a Sunday afternoon outdoors. And we have a couple of places in mind, and we're hoping, and I'm kind of pushing Rabbi this way, that he will build a tabernacle that day for the Tabernacle of Feast. It's a celebration, a Jewish celebration. So keep that in mind, that we're going to be having that September 26th, and we will be back in August with an event on Zoom. So speaking of that, I hope you found the survey, and I would love to take the time now, if we're ready to go forward, to introduce Manoj Katori, and he will be introducing the Hindu music. He's Hindu. So thank you very much, and please forgive me if I pronounced your name wrong.
No, that is correct. Manoj Kator. I have a set of 4 slides that I would like to present that and talk for about 3-4 minutes. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. I would like to begin by thanking the audience and the organizers of this gathering for this invitation. I'm representing the Hindu community locally, and we have a Hindu temple in Ventura. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you a very brief overview of devotional Hindu music, and then listen to a selection of some devotional Hindu music, which is composed and rendered in Hindi. The Hindu symbol of Om itself is considered the most primal sound from which other sounds have taken birth. It is said to be the celestial vibration, also called the Nad, and is present all around us, from which other vibrations arise. Hence, Om has a very important place in the practice of Hinduism and in the devotional Hindu music. Many devotional music or music sessions, as well as prayer sessions, start with the chanting of Om. And there is evidence that the correct chanting of Om centers you, calms you, and makes you more focused. I think it will not be incorrect to say that most of the devotional Hindu music comes from India, which is a secular but predominantly a Hindu nation. Hindus populate many other parts of the world as well. India has 28 states and 8 union territories, and there are innumerable gods that are worshipped in India. Each state has innumerable different sects that worship different gods in different languages and different ways, using completely different rituals. Now, music is an integral part of worshiping God. Hence, there are many different types of musical dialogues and musical traditions that happen in the practice of Hinduism. And it is, of course, impossible to do a deep dive of this subject in a very short time. And I'll keep my presentation very focused today. And I'm bringing this up just to say that I'm just going to represent a little slice of what is devotional Hindu music. Music has been mostly an oral tradition in India for ages, being passed down from one generation to another, from a guru to the followers, and only recently has been put down in a written and recorded format. For the musically inclined, I present the next slide, which briefly shows the different musical modes used in Hindustani music, also called the Indian classical music, that is compared with the traditional Western modes of music. The modes of Hindustani music are called thats, and you'll be intrigued to know that there are 12 microtones within each note of Hindustani music, and these microtones go by the name of shrutis. The reason I present this is to let you know that the Hindu devotional music has a very strong grounding in the traditional Hindustani classical singing, and the very pleasing effect that this music has on the audience is because these songs or this music is very, very sound, no pun intended. In general, there are 4 broad categories of devotional singing in the Hindi-speaking northern belt of India. The first one is called the jap, which essentially is chanting a prayer or a phrase, a god's name or a mantra repeatedly, often done with the help of a rosary. And this is usually not very musical, but done in a monotone. The second form of devotional music is called a kirtan, which is again a repetitive form of singing, this time often done with a group of people and often done with musical accompaniments, typically a drone, a percussion instrument, a reed, or a stringed instrument. The third form of musical tradition is called a bhajan, which is the form most intimately connected to the Hindustani classical style of music and hence is musically the richest. This is often led by a person and the whole congregation sings along or repeats. The last one is called a arti, which is often done as an offering to the god. And many prayer sessions conclude with this type of singing where the whole congregation sings along. The theme is usually singing praises of the god. And I have an example of all 4 of these in a medley in the next video. And without any further ado, let us launch into listening to some music. Tim.
गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी ओ मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी
गोपाल मेरो है
गोविंदा मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है
श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो 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 वस्तु अमूलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु वस्तु अमूलिक वस्तु अमूलिक वस्तु अमूलिक वस्तु अमूलिक वस्तु अमूलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु वस्तु अमूलिक वस्तु अमोलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु 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 कृपा कर अपनायो कृपा कर अपनायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो पायो ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was inspiring and the education was great. So
Thank you very much.
yes, thank you. So we will be moving next to the Church of Scientology, and Bobby Grantham is going to split this in two. She's going to speak, and we're going to see a video and music, and then we're going to hear her again. So thank you, Bobby. Take it away. Bobby, you're muted.
There we go. How about, is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Hi, everyone. It's been a beautiful night so far, and thank you all for participating. I am so inspired tonight. I wanted to just say a few words. L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology religion, wrote, music itself can communicate, it can also influence. All right. We have heard, time and again that negative emotions affect one's health. Scientology musicians use music to lift the emotional tone level of their audience, thereby increasing happiness and improving health. The first video that I want to share with you tonight is by the Jive Aces. The Jive Aces was formed in 1989 and is recognized as one of the world's top swing bands. In their traditional yellow suits and signature yellow ukulele, the Britain's Got Talent semifinalists tour the globe as ambassadors of Scientology with the goal to bring smiles to people everywhere. The Jive Aces successfully serenaded Prince Charles playing this and singing Bring Me Sunshine, which is the video that I'm going to show you. They then recorded the song and created the now legendary music video. And it is with my pleasure to play it for you.
Unemployment levels have soared to record numbers over the past few months as the business sector feels the credit squeeze. Experts blame the government for incompetence, while the government in turn continues to blame the banks. The banks are blaming the public sector for the economic downturn, and there is no clear end of the crisis in sight.
Strikes continue on the underground today due to industrial action, which is causing record traffic jams on the road.
And in further news, another politician has been remanded into custody over allegations of fraud and embezzlement.
Floods have killed enough.
Today, as an alligator has reportedly escaped from the zoo. And finally, the weather, cloudy and dim day, which looks to last at least the rest of the week. Temperature will be chilly at best, and there is a high chance of rain with an unrelenting easterly wind. The leader of a girl gang in Plymouth has been jailed.
Bring me sunshine in your smile, make me happy all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy we can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Hop the bubbles today, hop the bubbles bring me sunshine, in your smile, make me happy, all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness. says, let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Make me happy through the years, never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine.
I hope you're all enjoying that one. Very good. Thank you. I hope everybody was seat dancing with that one. Now, in 2020, when the world came to a standstill, the Church of Scientology launched a worldwide total preparedness campaign to keep not only our churches and staff safe, but the community as well, not just physically, but mentally. This included a nationwide stay safe education campaign, PSAs, and more. And while the world was battered by a barrage of bad news and crisis coverage, we delivered a message of hope and positivity. And now with nearly 11 million YouTube views, this uplifting video has brought smiles to millions at a time when we were all in need of elevating our spirits. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do.
Is it on?
I have to turn the slide on? Yeah.
Down and calm down.
Just think of it down.
Okay. Hey guys, all right.
Let's talk about something that ain't dangerous. How about this?
Some things may be a little strange for us, but listen to this.
Yeah, we could start a new direction, affecting the future ahead, spreading smiles for miles, a new kind of trend.
Want a new style? How about this? Let's talk about something that's courageous.
How about this?
Let's talk about something that's outrageous.
Put this at the top of your list.
Yeah, we can start a new direction, affecting the future ahead,
Spreading smiles for miles, a new kind of trend.
Want a new style? Hey.
How about this?
Come on, hit me up with the pickup, y'all.
If you're stuck and gonna sit at home,
Live it up, live it up, live it up from here.
you're not alone. We can lift this world from quarantine.
Pick it up, just pick it up, take this shot with me.
Spread a smile, not something else, 'cause this world is really needing your help. Spread a smile and nothing more, and we'll show
Just break it up, take this shot with me, yeah. Spread a smile, not something else. 'Cause this world is really needing your help. Spread a smile and nothing more. Show this world it can be restored. Spread a smile, stay well, stay strong. Keep moving on, keep moving on. How about this?
I hope you all enjoyed that and
That was fun.
spread a smile.
That was enjoyable. Thank you. That made everybody want to smile and smile. So I'm going to remind us very briefly to look again in the chat for the survey. Somebody said they got cut off, so I'm going to have Tim post it back in there again. And I'm going to move to Arash Payan, who is going to introduce Baha'i Faith. And I hope everybody enjoys this video, this music that he's going to do. We had him do it at the end, and I hope you'll understand why, because he takes us around the world and continues to help us work through what love is and how we can love each other and meet each other's needs. So I'm not sure the video says meet each other's needs, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Take it away, Arash.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, I'll keep it brief. You know, in the Baha'i faith, everyone is encouraged to take up art and music in particular, and because it itself is a type of worship, and music has this profound effect on us, making us more open, making us more spiritual, connecting us to the divine. So while there's no particular common Baha'i song that everyone knows, for example, everyone is encouraged to put the holy writings into music. So what I've collected here is a sampling of Baha'is from around the world doing just that, and they pull from their own cultural, ethnic, national musical styles to put the music to words, the holy writings to words. I have to apologize though. For time, I didn't get every particular part of the world, so you'll forgive me if I've left out your particular region of the world that you care for the most, but it's only 10 minutes, so sorry. Here we go.
ای اهل ابها الله ابها الله ابها الله ابها الله ابها شد دور زد دور است و مهنت Quand j'ai une pensée de guerre, opposez-lui une plus forte pensée de paix. Une pensée de haine doit être neutralisée par une plus puissante pensée d'amour. Quand j'ai une pensée de guerre, opposez-lui une plus forte pensée de paix. Une pensée de haine doit être neutralisée par une plus puissante pensée d'amour. Vous contentez pas de manifester votre amitié par des paroles, mais que votre cœur brûle, brûle d'amour envers tous ceux que vous croisez sur votre route. Where there is love, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. Nothing is too much trouble. Where there is love, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. Nothing is too much trouble. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. Oh, oh, oh. La Bogugona, Gona Usalo. Akoko Guikinga, Akoko Guikinga. La Bogugona, Gona Usalo. Akoko Guikinga, Akoko Guikinga. Kunesikati, Kunesikati, Kunesikati. Oh, oh, oh. La Bogugona, Gona Usalo. Akoko Guikinga, Akoko Guikinga. La Bogugona, Gona Usalo. Akoko Guikinga, Akoko Guikinga. Kunesikati, Kunesikati, Kunesikati. Oh, oh, oh. There is always time.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was fantastic. So if there are any questions, we would love to have them in the chat. I've noticed a lot of comments. I do want to say that we did kind of put Arash, the last, he's from the Baha'i Faith, on the scope for August to talk about the Baha'i Faith. So be watching for that. I think everybody, after hearing that music and seeing the scripture, might be interested in learning a little more about it.
We should also
Any-
thank Haraj for managing the video for us. What a wonderful job he did.
Yes, he did. Yes. Great job. And it was thanks to all of those who participated tonight, those who came to watch, and those who sent the tapes and spoke. You made it an amazing evening. This is one of the best nights we have ever had, and I really appreciate it. So are there questions? Are there comments? You can unmute yourself if you would like to do that and ask or to comment.
I just want to mention quickly that there will be a video, and Tim will be sending out a link to the video.
Yes, he will. As soon as he edits my beginning out, he will do that. He'll get it posted. And as we say, he'll post it, he'll send out that link You can look at vcic.info and you will find links to past events. So you might find them very interesting. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I will speak about Tim. He did one on Jainism, and we're not Jains, but he was a Jain scholar, and he did a great job too. So if you attended, and Anne's shaking her head, yes, I see that. It was good. Where was the taiko drum event? Do you remember, Tim? Can you look that up on Scott's? We actually had, I mentioned the Feast of Faiths. A number of years ago, we did the Feast of Faiths at St. Columba's. That's Tim and my personal church, St. Columba's Episcopal. And we had taiko drums at that Feast of Faiths. And that was an amazing event. I think Rabbi Lotka remembers that, and Linda.
I do, and we once had
very
a
good.
similar drumming at a Jewish wedding I conducted, just to add a multi-dimensional element to this all.
That is, yeah. Ah, yeah, we'd love to have Native American music. That would be a great thing. So, anything else?
Terry, I'd like to take liberty of just making a comment about how the music illustrates the different faces of God. We get caught up all too often in our own particular understanding of God. I always talk about the image of the blind examining different parts of an elephant and coming away with different ideas. I thought this was such a beautiful evening of seeing how each faith and tradition interacts with God. And I would say God is super multidimensional. I say that as a rabbi, a physicist, and a mathematician. And I think all of what we have seen are, in fact, the faces of God.
And if you speak anymore, make sure your microphone you're starting to cut out.
Also, someone who's asking about the taiko drumming video, I pasted the link to it into the chat. So if anyone would like to rewatch that part of it, it's available now. It's from a competition in 2010, and this information is in the description of the video link.
So, and I want to say another positive thing as we're concluding this evening, and we probably should be being done then, is that often we look back at this pandemic and we saw the negatives and we've heard the news and the negative. But I have to say, we would not have been sitting here tonight doing this without the pandemic. And it brought, this to me was a very, very positive evening. The forums that we've had this last year have been very positive. So in a way, it's given us some new gifts, and I appreciate those. And I appreciate the people who show up here and the people who work on these things. So I extend my heart of gratefulness in that. And if nobody else has anything to say, I will conclude this evening and appreciate you being here, each and every one of you. Thank you so much.